Okay, who's saying hi first?
Me.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bri. This is my sister.
Yeah, I'm Kaylee. I'm the special guest of the day.
Special guest of the day.
We're currently outside of a hair salon. Yeah. Bri's getting her hair done. She's getting it done brown.
Yes, dark brown. Third time in a row getting it done, by the way, within the last month. 3 times. Because my hair won't take the glaze, and I keep, like, every time the sun hits, I look a little gingery. No hate to gingers. Love gingers. Ginger hair is beautiful.
Hate. Yeah.
Don't look good on me, though. It don't look good on me. So
we're gonna go inside. She's hopefully gonna get her hair dyed if Lonnie lets her. Lonnie's her hairstylist.
Bae knows best. Lonnie knows best. So whatever she says.
Lonnie does know best. So yeah.
We'll do a quick,
we'll do a transition, but first, before we go, it's important. Bri's got her hair in a cute little clip. Yep, so cute. She's got the earrings, she got the shirt, she got her little sweatpants. Let's see the shoes. Give it up for the shoes. Oh, the shoes, yes!
The shoes, yes!
I got all my earrings in. I got a necklace that my girlfriend gave to me on.
Is this a fit check?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a sweater that my girlfriend gave to me. I have jeans on that my girlfriend did not give to me. And I have my Doc Martens on that my girlfriend gave to me.
Yeah.
All right. Transition in 3, 2, 1.
Got my hair did.
She got her hair did. I don't know how long it took. Felt like 2 hours, but
no, because we were there. And we're friends with the girl that did my hair. We did cheer with her, and she is able to we ranted to her for 2 hours about, like, literally anything and everything. Then she took us into the basement.
And we got some hair products. Bri got a diffuser.
Yes.
She's trying to get her curly girl hair routine on. We went to Ulta yesterday as well.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we should talk about yesterday. So I don't even really know how to start this story without Bri getting mad at me. But basically, Bri was just having a bad day because she's not here for a long time. So me, my mom, and Bri, we were all supposed to go to the Cape Cod Mall. And my mom ended up getting sick and she didn't feel good, and she told us that she wasn't able to come. Came home and Bri was already in a bad mood and I didn't know why.
I was just sad. I was like in a bad mood, but I'm bad at, like, expressing sad, so it's just mad instead.
I get home, Mom's like, have you ever driven to the Cape Cod Mall? I'm like, no, whatever, irrelevant. And I asked Bri, I'm like, oh, Bri, are you scared to drive? And she's like,
I'm like, no.
She's like, no.
Like, I told her.
I looked at my mom because I'm like, what the fuck is her problem?
You were like, what's your issue? And I was like, I travel between states. Like, I lived here as a kid, Massachusetts, and I moved to Long Island after college. And I went to college in Connecticut. So I drive between states all the time. And I was like, because I drive between states, that's a stupid fucking question. And they were like,
anyway, just really pissed, and then little Miss stomps up the stairs and goes
I
eat
did
her
not
chicken salad sandwich. And
I walked up the stairs to eat my chicken salad. I did not stomp.
I sort of decide I'm gonna go by myself because I don't feel like dealing with Bri at this moment because I'm having a good day and I don't feel like Bri ruining it. About to leave and they're like, please just ask Bri if she wants to go. So I'm like, okay. So I yell up the stairs, I'm like, Bri. She's like, what? And I'm like, do you want to come to the mall? She's like, well, do you want me to come to the mall? And I was like, well, I want you to come to the mall if you fix your attitude. Yeah. So then a couple minutes later, of course, she comes down the stairs with her attitude fixed.
Because you said to fix it. So I took a deep breath, went very zen, and I was like, you can't be upset. There's nothing to be upset about. We're going to have a good day.
So we get into the car, we're driving, we get to Mary Lou's, and I realize my vape is gonna die. I cannot carry on throughout the day.
She can't keep going.
So on the way home, I'm like sort of just making things up in my head because I feel like mom and dad are just gonna think we got into a fight if we come right home. We come up with a plan. I walk into the house, Bri stays in my car. My mom's on the phone. My dad's in the kitchen. And my mom was like, what happened? And I was like, who are you on the phone with? And she was like, Nana. And I was like, okay, well, you can go get Bri whenever you're ready. You can go get Bri whenever you're ready. She's sitting in my car right now. And my mom's like, well, what happened? And I was like, she gave me an attitude. So I started yelling at her.
And then I cussed her out.
And then she started cussing me out. So then I hit her in the face and now her nose is bleeding.
Yeah.
And my mom was like...
She believed it, mind you.
She punched her in the face, and I was like, yeah. So then I went upstairs. Like,
Mom runs to the kitchen and gets a paper towel, expecting me to be in the car outside, nose bleeding. I literally told Kaylee, I was like, tell Mom, like, I'm literally in the driveway, like, drip drying my bloody nose.
When I hear Mom get up, she runs outside. I'm texting Bri because I know she's coming outside. I'm like, Mom is coming outside. She's like, no fucking way.
I'm covering my nose like this, but I'm dying laughing. But I want her to think something happened. So I'm like laughing, and Mom comes outside, and all she can see is like, obviously me in the windshield. I'm like, like this, and I see her like concern on her face. She's like towards the car with the paper towel in her hand. And she comes around the side of the door, and I, like, pull back my hand, I'm laughing, and she goes, did she fucking lie to me? I was like, yeah. I was like, she didn't punch me. And then she's, like, holding this paper towel, and she's like, well, this is for you. I was like, thank you. And she's like, this fucking asshole. It's the fact that she, like, believes that you absolutely would.
No,
she's like,
she was on the
sold.
phone with Nana, and when she called Nana back, Nana was like, no, I believed it because Kaylee doesn't take any shit.
She doesn't. Kaylee takes no shit ever.
0.
None.
So anyway, I come back down the stairs, yada yada. My dad's standing in the doorway, flipping me off, and my mom is just looking at me laughing. Anyway.
There's this show that me, Andy, and Diana watch called The Circle on Netflix. I don't know if you guys have ever watched it.
Oh my god, I already know where this is.
And sometimes you can go into the circle as a catfish. When we were kids, us and our friend Savannah, we were like little assholes, okay? And I don't know how Savannah knew this kid. I don't remember his name either.
It was something like very, like Bob. It was
something very, like, basic.
Yeah.
It was something very basic, like a basic white boy name. All three of us, Tumblr was, like, it back then, mind you. There were the Tumblr girls. You just, like, there were, like, quite a few of them, but we each picked one. And we made, like, we got a bunch of screenshots. And we put them...
but mind you, all of these screenshots that we were taking of these girls, like, none of them matched up. So I don't know why anybody ever believed us.
Right, because they were always different, like, different girls, like, but they were, like, the same variation.
Literally, the only thing same about them is that they would have blonde hair and blue eyes.
Yeah.
Or, like, brown hair and brown eyes. Like, nothing was that similar.
We had Instagram accounts made for them. I don't remember what our names were. Were we cousins or sisters, though? I think we were sisters.
Yeah, I think we were sisters.
And we each had an account. And we just chose, like, this one girl. Like, this one girl to look like.
So tired.
This one girl to look like. And we all made an account. And this kid, I don't know who dated him first, but this kid was believing.
Oh my god, we were dating him.
Yes,
we also got on the phone with him.
Yes. I don't know who we dated first. I want to say it was Savannah because she knew him. We were all models, mind you. We all had model pictures.
Child models.
Yeah, we all had models, like model pictures posted on our Instagram that we made for these people. Like, we went to that extent. And we all had a name, same last name, I believe. We were all sisters. All looked somewhat similar, but, like, we just had a look that we had to stick to, and we just found a bunch of Tumblr girls that looked like that one girl. And I think this kid dated Savannah's character first. I almost feel like at one point he didn't break up with Savannah and he was dating, I think it was me next. I think he was dating the two of us at the same time at one point. But he did full-heartedly believe, I don't know how old he was, like maybe like 11 or 12 at the time.
Yeah.
He like wholeheartedly believed that he was dating us and would post pictures of this model on his Instagram and be like,
this is my
girlfriend, and he'd put our name in his bio. He'd post us all up on his Instagram. He was whipped. He was whipped, you know?
Yeah.
And we all dated him, and it was messy. And he like felt like a real like ego boost because he's like, man, I'm dating like these 3 really hot sisters. Like,
right, okay, but he thinks that we didn't know.
Like, right. He was like convinced that like us 3
but we were sisters.
Right, us 3 sisters like didn't know that we were dating the same guy. He was like a 3-timer. He was a 3-timing boy.
Hell yeah. We
What's
fucked
up?
with him for so long.
We did months. Like fucked with this kid.
I wonder where he is and what he looks like now, because he had kind of like dirty blonde hair.
Yes.
He had like
he looked like from down the street. Low key, just like a little bit older.
There's a kid down the street.
Used to be down the street. He does not.
He doesn't live there anymore. Mind you, almost our whole family on our mom's side lives in this cul-de-sac that we live in. So it's like our Nana and Grandpa, then us, then our Auntie Michelle, then our Auntie Cheryl. And this kid, he like lived on a farm. Lived on a farm, basically.
Not really. He just had a bunch of horses.
He had a bunch of horses. It literally, like, every single time we went to go hang out with him, like, it literally felt like we were in the Hannah Montana movie.
Literally. A few of our cousins were trying to seduce him and her. Not seduce him and her. She was also trying to seduce him. Anyway. So yeah.
You smell like hair dye.
Anyway.
Oh my god, anyway, guys! Stop distracting us, anyway! Anyway, before we were rudely interrupted.
Right. Where were you going with that?
I don't know.
The horses. They used to ride the horses around the neighborhood, and I kind of miss that. Because, low-key, if we're being real here, why were we low-key surrounded by a bunch of people with horses? Because we had them. They would ride their horse around the neighborhood. They'd shit everywhere. Not the people, the horses would shit around the cul-de-sac. There was another kid on our bus. Used to have maybe still, I don't know. He had a horse or horses, and his mother would pick him up from the bus stop.
On a horse.
Just on a horse. We'd be looking at the bus window and she's just there with her little cowgirl hat on a horse.
Mind you, this woman was the sweetest little thing.
Oh my god, everyone loved her. But mind you, we live in Plymouth, Massachusetts. This is not yeehaw land. The poor kid was like embarrassed, low-key. He would just sulk his way. He was so embarrassed. He would sulk his way up the hill. Do you think a hot dog is a sandwich?
No, it's just a hot dog.
That's how I feel too, but I've had people argue with me that it's a sandwich because it's meat inside of bread, but it's a bun.
But it's different. Circular meat.
But, yes, but someone else asked me, then how come a sub is a sandwich?
Because it's sliced circular meat. Am I looking from this angle, be honest?
Terrible. You need to sit back up here. You look like a dying Victorian child. We're doing story times. We need to say embarrassing stories. Come on.
Embarrassing. We need to say embarrassing stories.
Anyway, remember the time you ran away, we thought?
There's been so many times in my childhood that I've, like, ran away.
She didn't, like, run away, per se, but she got off the bus and went to one of her, like, old neighbors'
I
house.
feel like this is a universal experience. I need to know if this is a universal experience because I really feel like everyone did this, or me and my dramatic-ass best friend did for sure. But it's just, like, you pack a couple things, or maybe you just bring, like, one stuffed animal with you and, like, go to the end of the hill, or, like, you find a rock to hide behind and pretend like you ran away so that your family misses you. Same thing as pretending like you're drowning in a pool to see if anyone cares.
Can't say I've done either, to be quite honest with you.
Are you for real?
You weren't running away. You just went to our neighbor's house and didn't tell anyone. So then you didn't come home. Then mom and dad came home and you weren't home.
Okay,
So they were like, "Where's Kaylee?"
A valid running away
No. Mom and dad were like, "Bri, where did Kaylee go?" I was like, "I don't know. I haven't seen her. I thought like maybe you had heard from her." They were like, "No." So everyone starts panicking. This fucking bitch, were you just like not answering the phone?
So
did you not have a phone?
No, I didn't.
Literally no one knew how to get a hold of you. So mom's ready. Mom's ready to send out like a fucking Amber Alert. Like she has the pictures picked out. Like we're asking everyone in the neighborhood. No one's seen her. No one's seen her. And mind you, this girl wasn't like really our neighbor. Like she wasn't in this neighborhood. She was like kind of like through the woods.
She was like
behind her house, low key.
Yeah.
But
we were like friends with her. Like
we were
friends with this
girl. We were, but I didn't know to ask her. Like it wasn't on the top of my head to be like, oh, let me ask her. We asked everyone in the neighborhood. No one had seen Kaylee. And finally, I don't know what sparked the idea, but I was like, oh my God, let me go ask this girl. So I run to her house and I knock on the door and I was like, have you seen Kaylee? And she was like, yeah. She opens the door more. She's like, she's right in here. And Kaylee's like in the background. I was like, Kaylee, what the fuck?
You know, I get off the bus. This girly pop, let's just call her Hannah. Hannah's like, do you want to come to my house? I'm like, yes, of course. We go to her house. I'm like, can I use your phone? Because I need to call my mom. Tell her that I'm here. She's like, no, my phone's dead. I'm like, oh, okay, got it. So I'm like, you know what, whatever. Like, I'm sure they'll just assume. Because I feel like I went over here every single day. Like, I don't know why this wasn't a thought. Like, I went over her house all the time. Like, me and Hannah were homies.
I just didn't think.
It was so stupid on your end. You went to, like, my 6th grade boyfriend's house. Didn't you?
I don't think we left. I think we just called a shit ton of people.
I know that you went to Kayla's house, and Kayla's point of view, she was like, fuck.
Yeah, she thought you were fucking gone. She thought you were gone.
So anyway, I made ramen for me and Hannah. And me and Hannah are on the couch. And, you know, I just get this, like, feeling in the back of my head, like, I should call my mom. But then her house phone isn't working, so I really have no way of getting a hold of my mom. It keeps popping up in my head, like, I know something's wrong. I didn't think anything of it, really. Because I was like, you know, they definitely know I'm here, so I'm eating up ramen. We're watching The Jungle Book with the little Tarzan.
Right.
And the bears.
Right.
You know?
Right, yeah.
What is that called?
The Jungle Book.
The Jungle Book. All of a sudden, we hear a knock at the door. I see, like, Bri, like, low-key running, like, flailing her arms low-key. She shows up at the door. I hear her crying. I'm behind Megan. Megan opens up the door. She's like, hi. And Bri's like, have you seen Kaylee?
Kaylee's missing.
And then
Kaylee's gone.
I poke out from behind the door, and I'm like, what is wrong? And she's like, Kaylee! And she gets in there, and she fucking grabs my arm and pulls me out. And then she's like, bitching me out. We break through the woods into our cul-de-sac, and all of a sudden I see cop cars on cop cars, and mom's talking to these cops, and I'm like, oh my god, like, what happened? And mom starts screaming at me. She's like, I'm gonna fucking beat you. And then she turns to the cop and she's like, I don't beat my children, I'm just very upset.
Disclaimer, I don't beat my children, I'm just...
She's angry.
She's
mad. So then everybody's bitching me out.
Speaking of, like, through the woods, do you remember, before the house was next door, do you remember that abandoned, like, house thing or something? And we were so convinced.
Wait, Bri.
The story I made about it? Because I was thinking about that the other day.
No,
I made up a scary story about it and I told everyone. It was around Halloween time. You and I were watching the Curious George Halloween movie. He was a scarecrow. He was scared of the scarecrow.
George?
Yes, and he kept hearing like a thumping noise or something from the scarecrow. So then I took this idea and I made it my own about the haunted, abandoned shed house next door in the woods. And mind you, this was me and Kaylee's like hidey hole, hideout spot.
Hidey hole.
We would walk through the woods to that spot, and that's where we would hang out because that's what kids used to do back in the day. We had over like a bunch of people. We had over a ton of people.
What was that for?
Just cause I had all the younger kids like sit on my bed, and I on lined piece of paper I wrote the story. I was a writer back then. I used to write stories.
Did write down a story.
Yes. I took this Curious George inspiration, I made it my own. And I I wrote it on paper. I wrote this story. And I was like, through the woods, like over there's like a little haunted house, and there's somebody that lives in there, and like a ghost that lives in there, and you
said it was like an old man or something.
Yeah, and that he makes the I remember literally writing and reading out to them and making it very thud, like really dramatic. And everyone on the bed was like just like terrified. Intently watching me like tell this story. I was like,
also, like, mind you, if this really happened, why are you not telling mom and dad? No, she's an author. She's gonna write about it.
I used to write stories though.
Yeah.
And this was one of them. And I remember after this, I was like, and now it was almost like it was like a fucking like monumental place. I was like, now we're all gonna go see it. And we all went, like the teenagers, the kids, like everyone, we dragged them through the woods. We brought them to this abandoned place, and then we like visualized it. And then we vandalized it.
This place was busted after we left.
Busted down.
We literally, it was just like a very old abandoned house, and there was
it was owned by someone. It was his shed. He just didn't live here anymore. But I literally remember looking in the window. The windows were pretty dirty, but like looking inside, there were dead butterflies in jars.
There were, dead butterflies in jars, moss, and then of course the jars full of just like nails, you know?
Yeah, like it looked very spooky, and I remember.
It did, and there was a hole in it, and tires coming out of the hole.
Yes, there was a hole like in the wall.
So then,
like going to the outside, and he must have covered it up with fucking tires. It was like called it a day.
We all started throwing the fattest rocks at
bricks.
the windows.
No, there were bricks. Do you not remember? There were literally bricks outside of the house. We were throwing rocks and bricks at the house because, I don't know, we were literally so dumb. And one kid...
because you told us someone was in there. You were trying to disturb them.
But no, there was no... The teenagers didn't know that story. I told that to the kids. Like, all the older people in that situation did not know about the story I told.
Well, and then what teenager doesn't want to throw rocks at an abandoned house?
Right. But there was one kid that like threw something at the house, and it went crashing through the window like way at the top of the shed. It almost looked like a house. Like it had like a top window. It looked like there was an upstairs to the place. So he threw this brick or rock, I don't remember. Like it went through the roof, and there was a giant crash clatter. There arose
Didn't
such
someone come out
a
and
clatter.
yell at us?
No, I think we ran after that happened. I think we were all like, oh fuck, and ran through the woods. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed us talking about random childhood stories. Hope you enjoyed watching, and we will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.